So tell me about yourself.
I will be graduating with my bachelor's degree in sociology from UVU. While attending university, I became the first female president of a social entrepreneurship organization, started and expanded my first business, and developed a passion for social change and entrepreneurship. I excel in innovative, creative problem solving and leadership. I'm looking for opportunities to develop myself in the project management space because I ultimately believe the solutions to the world's most complex issues lie within the untapped potential of human beings.
What do you feel you have to offer above the average employee when it comes to accomplishing your daily responsibilities and goals? Can you share a specific example?
Yeah, I have a deep desire to learn and grow. You may find someone who knows more initially than I might in a given situation, but you'll be incredibly hard pressed to find someone who is willing to work harder than I will to learn and improve at the tasks that have been given to me. When I worked at the Bank of Utah, I started with zero banking experience. I quickly became one of the most valued employees, not because of my experience and knowledge, but because I worked incredibly hard to know the customer, learn the procedures, and progress in my role.
Describe a time when you elevated the level of value you brought to a customer over time. How did you accomplish this?
Again, while working at the Bank of Utah, I had the opportunity to get to know a lot of our customers very well. We were an incredibly small bank. As I got to know them, their lives, their families, I really got to know what products would work well for them. Additionally, I got to see which ways they would need assistance, and I could really customize their banking to them. It taught me so much, especially the more that you genuinely know your customer, the more value you provide to them.
Can you recall a time when you were less than pleased with your performance and what you did about it?
Yeah, the first year of starting my social enterprise was incredibly difficult. The program fell apart, our target audience became incredibly disinterested, and we realized our business model was not sustainable. I got really burnt out, and I can be extremely tough on myself, so that was difficult to realize that we hadn't had success in our first year. The biggest things I had to do was adjust my mindset and really begin to place more value in learning and growth. We didn't run a successful program, but I had incredibly difficult conversations with my business partner. We didn't turn much of a profit, but we found major holes in our program. I learned so much that made the following year infinitely more successful, and I had to realize finally that it's good to learn from your mistakes and course correct.
Describe your level of competitiveness. Tell me about a specific situation where your competitiveness helped you achieve better results than your peers.
For better or for worse, I am an incredibly competitive person. I was on the executive team for that social entrepreneurship organization and was really working towards earning the position of president. There was a member of the organization who had been involved for only just a few months and honestly wasn't quite as qualified and ended up taking the position over me. I was very taken back and began to wonder if I just wasn't performing in my role or if it was because I was one of the only females in a 90% male-dominated organization. But I finally decided that it didn't matter what the reason was. I was going to work so hard and do everything in my power to improve, grow, and outperform every other possible candidate that when the time came around for another president, it would be so apparent that I was the obvious choice. And I did. I beat out 3 other very qualified individuals for that position.
What was the most useful criticism you ever received from an immediate supervisor? How did you embrace this feedback and achieve a positive outcome?
So again, working on the Enactus executive team, I would have one-on-ones with the president every week, and he once told me I could really work on being more focused in our team meetings and in my position. I embraced the feedback by asking questions like, in what ways was he seeing this? What advice did he have for me to improve? From there, I would follow up with him regularly in our one-on-ones, and I also sought additional feedback on the same subject from other leaders in the organization. And it really helped me to see and to work on a weak spot that I had that I didn't realize. And I was able to work on that with their guidance.
Tell me about a time you showed initiative. What prompted you to get started, and what were the results?
Yeah, this might sound like a small experience, but it really had a big impact on me and everything I've done since then. My first job was working at Costa Vida when I was 16, and a few weeks in, I was really struggling with motivation, and I shouldn't care too much about how well I did. I was complaining to my dad one night, and he finally said, "Kelsey, if you are not going to excel at folding burritos, what are you going to excel at?" And this hit me so hard. At that moment, I decided it didn't matter what job I was in, what I was doing, how I was working. I made sure that I was the employee who was always taking initiative, always trying the hardest, and that has led to raises, job promotions, and so many opportunities.
Do you have any questions for us?
Yeah, I was wondering, what does success look like in this position? How do you measure success, and what are you really looking for, and what measurement metrics do you go off of?